time for a recovery session or training?
Yeah, we'll have a light jog this afternoon, no doubt, and just get the trip out of the players' legs. But just a stretch and a muck around with the ball, but nothing too serious. You can't expect too much after a night on the plane, and the players obviously didn't get a lot of sleep on the plane, so we've just got to make the best of what we can.
You've said the pressure now is squarely on the Wanderers to perform. They've had a sort of ideal lead into this. He's not really buying it in terms of Tony Popovich. He says, you guys have dealt with this sort of trouble before. It's not going to be an issue. Is it mind games from you guys?
No, not at all. It's the facts. The facts are we've had to travel to Japan and back, play Wednesday night in what was a grand final in ACL terms, and now playing a grand final in A-League terms. They've had no travel. They've had last weekend off, and I've been quite amused to read some of the circus going on back here with the fact that if we had last weekend off, we wouldn't be complaining about the travel, but that's not the case. We still had the travel. We still had the one-day turnaround, so it didn't matter where we came on the ladder. But obviously Popper's not going to buy that. That's his job. But certainly, anyone who knows anything about football will know that the home team is the one that carries the favourites tag. They've got their crowd behind them. They haven't had the travel. They had a positive result Wednesday night, so everything's leaning in their direction.
All that said, though, the Mariners seem to be a club that is able to sort of overcome whatever's thrown at them, whether it's financial hardship, but losing a ton of players, whatever it is, you seem to sort of be able to overcome it. Is that how you guys are feeling going into this?
Yeah, we are, and you could see this week's really galvanised the players, and as soon as the final whistle went the other night, you could just see that the focus turned, and I saw the steely resolve in their eyes. There was no disappointment in the dressing room. That was left out on the pitch in Hiroshima. And that's what this group's made of. And I love an analogy, and we're kind of like the bullfighter. We don't take our eye off the bull. Once you look at the circus going on around you in the stadium, that's when you lose focus. And we just don't allow ourselves to do that. So whatever's going on around the dressing room doesn't matter. It's what's going inside the dressing room, and the senior players led by Hutch, who's a fantastic captain, always make sure that all the players are focused on what we've got to do. And the coaching staff provides the game plans, and the players go and execute it. And it's a chemistry that works very well for us.
So you're confident the loss on Wednesday night won't affect the team going into the game? Yeah,
I think it will affect us, but in a positive way. We really wanted to get through to the second round for the second year in a row with a new team. And, we fell short, agonisingly short, to a deflected goal against the two times J-League champions. And we were a deflected goal away from keeping them scoreless at home and progressing through on our own terms. So, it was a fantastic performance away from home against one of the top teams in Asia. And I think it needs to be said as well, we were in the group of death. We had three massive clubs in Beijing Guan, FC Seoul and Hiroshima. Three massive clubs in Asia in any league, let alone ACL terms. So, we can hold our heads very high, and it stood us in great stead for what's ahead on Saturday night.
You're coming up against the Wanderers at a very intimidating venue that'll be sold out, if not already. Tactically, what are you going to do to try and deny them? I mean, they're going to be coming straight for you.
Yeah, look, we had a positive result against them at our place not long ago. And the game plan that night worked well, and we've got a lot of flexibility tactically now, and I think the ACL's allowed us to do that. And the players have responded magnificently. If you look at where we tweaked things a little bit for the Brisbane game, that was the last regular game of the season, heading into finals, and the players embraced it and executed it magnificently well against the best team in the country. So that's filled us with a lot of confidence to know that we've got a couple of different defensive structures that we can employ, and you can change them throughout a game if you need to as well. So, we're certainly not going to divulge what game plan we're going in with, but we believe defensively we've got whatever we need to employ to nullify their strengths, and certainly there's some areas that we think we can exploit with the ball.
Sorry.
Oh, look, I was just going to say, given the fatigue and the jet lag that you still will be enduring to some extent, is it possible for you to exert that same style of play that you did against them before, where you actually match them in terms of pressure, as well as outplaying them as well, not just sitting back as you did against Brisbane?
Well, let's be frank here. There's no jet lag involved. It's an hour's time difference, so there's virtually no time difference to Japan. So jet lag's not an issue. It's just being on a plane and getting that trip out of our legs, and we'll do that today. And tomorrow's game day, and playing at an intimidating venue, as some people call it, like Pertec Stadium. All that does for me is motivate me, and it motivates my players because it's a fantastic atmosphere, and that's what you want in a finals match, and that will give us energy. Whether it's our supporters, their supporters, a mixture of both. It doesn't matter. Everyone wants to play in front of a big crowd, and it should be a rocking atmosphere tomorrow. And that will certainly aid us in any doubts that fatigue may play a factor, because when there's a big crowd, sell-out stadium, the energy levels are through the roof.
You never really know what sort of side Popper's going to field. Does that make it hard for you guys to prepare?
No, because Popper's done what he's done with that team. He's got his structures that they play to, and sometimes tweaks a few things here and there with the front line, but we know what to expect, and if he goes with his plan A or his plan B, again, our defensive structure is flexible and can deal with whatever's thrown at us, and then it comes down to the 1v1 moments, and big games come down to big moments and big players, and we've got enough big players in our team to make sure that we're on top in those moments. So it should be a fascinating game. I think nothing will be left in the dressing room. Everything will be out on the pitch, and that's just the way you want it this time of the year.
In terms of injuries, are there any niggles or anything from Wednesday?
No, look, we're pretty good to go. I had to make a couple of calls on Wednesday night just for precaution, that's come through. In the end, we didn't get the result we wanted, but certainly as far as player welfare went, we got that result, so that was a real positive moving forward.